incendie partout.
What is going on, jerk faces? It's your boy Andy, and you're watching Nocturnal Transmissions, brought to you by the Circle of Jerks podcast. It's a conversation you could be having during the day, but having at night. Yes, we are back. We are back live and at the mostly right time or advertised time. Yes.
In a full capacity.
Yes, and full capacity. Yes, and co-piloting this thing with me is the homeboy Rob.
What's going on, guys? Yeah, your lame sack of potato co-host is back with you.
Yes, I know. I keep trying. I keep firing him, but then I just can't seem to fill that spot. So even though after this he's totally fired.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So anyways, let's get this conversation started. So yes, Rob. It's been a little bit since we've seen each other. Either doing this or in real life.
Oh God, what have I been up to? Well, I mean, there's always work. I mean, that's always going to be something. No, I'm trying to think what I did last week. That was. Oh yeah, actually, I do have a funny story. Actually, well, it happened at work, but I have a
share with the
funny
class.
Story. Yeah, it's more of a kind of fucked up. Like, why would somebody do this to me? But hey, it happened, and I'm having a good laugh about it now. But so we have. Every once in a while, for people that are the morning crew that'll come in, they'll bring us donuts or something, something nice for us. And since it was only a few of us that day, they're like, oh hey, which type of donut would you like? They asked us, and so I usually get the I always forget what they're called. I usually get the long twisted donut that's with this sprinkled with sugar on there. Yeah, not the powdered sugar, but the just the granulated sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like those, and so I purposely got that one. And they came in, and we were still it was crunch time. So I just set mine to the side, and when we were done, I was gonna eat it.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my other coworkers, who I don't really get along with very well, he decided that he went to go grab that one. I was like, oh, hey, that was the one that was mine that I that was the one that I ordered. And everyone's like, oh yeah, that's they were telling him his donut was a different one somewhere else. And instead of saying, oh whoops, sorry, and I'll grab the other one, he decided to shove half the donut in his mouth and eat it. And not only did he, I think even more fucked up is, he did it right in front of my face. First of all, he did it right in front of my face, which is I'm just more really? Are you 10 years old? I mean, come on. But then I think that, to me, the more...
Our dibs no longer sacred. Our dibs no longer sacred.
I know. In another act of terrorism, not only did he eat, he shoved half in his mouth, ate it, but he didn't finish it. He took the other half and threw it away.
Oh, what a dick! What an absolute complete dick!
And so I'm like, did this just happen? It was an act of terrorism, Andy.
Yeah, an act of emotional terrorism.
I was just like, wow, all right.
Right, because it's not, because you were, what is it? You're, saving that donut. You were, you're gonna savor it in all its starchy, sugary glory.
Yeah, it's just I was gonna be eating it in about 10 minutes, and nope. Yeah, so that's
funny coincidence. Because, towards the end of last week, I did end up making donuts.
I saw your Instagram, yeah.
Yeah, and, they came out pretty good. I think,
they look good.
I think I fried them just a little bit too long, or, I should have, rotated them a little bit more frequently in the oil. But overall, they came out pretty well, and they spring back to life. It was like a couple days pass, and you put it in the microwave, and they pretty much spring back to life. So
yeah,
it was pretty good.
Funny. Donuts are one of those foods that it's like I really like donuts, but I have to there's sometimes where it's like they're almost a little too sweet, so I can't eat too many of them just because I just feel so. I don't know, it's like I could, go the rest of the day. It's like, well, you know what? I had dreams, but I'm going to go back to bed.
Well, I kind of have to watch out too because, my family has a history of diabetes. My grandma has it. My dad has it. One of my uncles has it. So the likelihood of me, eventually, getting diabetes is probably good. So but I'm not, I don't. Despite my palate preference for sweets, I'm pretty good about not eating too many of them.
Yeah.
I think in a day, maybe the most sugar that I'll have is in my coffee. Well, that's not true because then it all depends because since I don't really eat out very much or very often, so my intake of certain foods and stuff is reduced. So yeah, that is accurate. Yes, the majority of the sugar, of kind of the bad sugar that I have, is in my cup of coffee in the morning. So
yeah, for donuts, I'll maybe have maybe one every month or every other month or so. It's not very often I eat a lot of donuts.
I will say, it was donut making is a pain in the butt, and I very much appreciate. I have a greater appreciation for donuts and donut makers because that is some laborious work.
Yeah, what I was saying is I tend to not like I don't like a lot of kind of a sweet breakfast. I'm not a big pancake guy or necessarily I don't like eating donuts super early in the morning, but that's when they get made, so it's
yeah, I'm the complete opposite. I love pancakes. I have my own. I wouldn't say my own because I basically took the best parts of different pancake recipes that I found and I've tried and just, I kind of made it my own. So I guess it kind of is my own recipe, but yeah, I have my own recipe for pancakes from scratch. From flour and egg and butter and baking soda and all that stuff.
I actually and don't get me wrong, I do like pancakes for the audience out there. I'm not saying pancakes are gross. I do.
You don't like pancakes. You don't love America.
I know. I'll say I'm more of a waffle guy than a pancake guy. But the pancakes I like to eat are I like buckwheat pancakes. I just are a little bit more savory. And then you mix that with the with the syrup, it gives it kind of a little bit of both the sweet and savory in there.
See, here's the thing. I believe waffles are very bougie and elitist.
Well, maybe.
Well, think about it. They take a special appliance to make them. It's not like pancakes where anyone can make it as long as you have a frying pan, and everybody, everyone has a frying pan. But to make waffles, you need a special appliance.
But see, for the OCD type of person, where it's you got your own little square, the little squares that can put in for their little pockets for the syrup. and you can cut them in you can cut the waffle in a grid pattern. Unlike
no, I mean don't get me wrong. I understand the appeal of waffles. I enjoy waffles too, but I'm just saying I'm more of a pancake person because you know waffles are so elitist.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Well, I've always been kind of an elitist, so
yes.
I'm in the 1%.
I know. You white cuck bastard. You and your white privilege with your waffles.
I know.
Must have felt good, huh? Must have felt good, Robert.
I'm just a cisgendered white male.
I know. Jesus.
Well, speaking of, since we're going down the road of kind of breakfast foods, like what's your ideal breakfast plate?
Huh. Well, it's evolved over the years. I will say. Let's see. It has to have pancakes. Has to have hash browns. Has to have eggs. And sometimes grits, depending on how I'm feeling.
Oh. You like grits?
Hey, don't you go crapping on grits.
Okay, first of all, grits are not good. When you have to add 10 other ingredients to make grits good, that means grits are not good.
You don't understand. Grits are amazing by themselves, okay?
No, they are.
Grits are amazing. Okay, you just don't understand. You just don't appreciate the nuance within grits. That's all, you know.
It's
you and your waffles. You bougie.
God, I can't believe
grits
you
are
grits.
And I'm not saying that I eat them all the time, but every once in a while, especially if I know I'm gonna have lots to do that day, I'm not gonna make them myself. I'm gonna go to like Denny's or something and order them.
I just can't. I can't do it. Ugh.
Just I mean, do you like polenta?
Polenta?
Yeah.
What the hell is polenta?
It's kind of like grits. It's like Italian grits. You like something, and sometimes you put cheese. You blend some cheese into it.
I don't know if I've ever had that.
It's really good. It's like it's kind of the thing that I have for my birthday. Like, that's like my signature birthday meal every year. I have a steak cooked, medium. Some roasted asparagus and some polenta and some cheesy polenta. And it's pretty damn good.
Well, I'll have to try it.
Yes, you should. And you'll eat your words.
Now, I didn't say that I try grits. I don't like them. I haven't tried polenta, so I don't know if it's gonna taste similar or not.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you get like the runny kind, I would say like the texture is very similar to grits.
I see.
Yes, but grits are amazing. I don't know. It's such a soul satisfying food.
God, no, I'm one of those types where it's like when you have to add 9 other ingredients to make something taste better, that particular dish is not a good dish.
Rebuttal. But the same could be said for waffles.
Waffle, depending on if you
could add chocolate chips, you could add blueberry, you could put like a drizzle of maple syrup in it. That could be argued as adding something to make it taste better.
But I don't put those in my waffles.
No, but I'm saying the argument could be made.
The argument could be made, yes. But I'm saying if you have a good batter, you don't really need any other. The waffles themselves are good. Actually, it's what was it? The the waffle cone was someone I guess that when there was a some sort of like food fair or like World's Fair or something way back when, and the person ran out of stuff for ice cream.
Yeah. So they ran out of bowls, and then so like the ice cream guy was next to the waffle maker, and he's like, hey, give me some of your waffles, and the waffle cone was born.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, but
So,
how does what does that have to do with what we're talking about?
well, we were talking about waffles.
Oh,
I just,
no, I'm not talking
But
about. I
anyways,
wasn't necessarily attacking waffles. I was making the argument that you were saying that I don't like food that you have to add all this extra stuff to make it taste better. But I was arguing the point that you could just as make that you could make that case against waffles as well.
but those are things that I would say accentuate the flavor of the waffle, whereas grits has no flavor. You have to add other things to it to give it flavor.
Grit has a flavor. It's just an acquired taste.
Yeah, crap.
It's an acquired taste. It's like beer. You didn't like beer. I didn't like beer the first time that I had beer. Did you like beer the first time you had beer?
No, it was okay. I think that
Okay,
I'm
well, okay,
trying
then,
to remember
okay. Like same thing for me. The first time I had grits, I loved them.
yeah, it's just not for me, man.
I don't know. Maybe I have a bias because I kind of because Koreans they have like they have a rice porridge, and my mom would always make it for me when I was sick. And maybe I have a bias because it tastes kind of similar to me. So maybe
See, I don't know why,
that's why I like grits.
But see, I've had that porridge before. I like that. Grits to me just
Yeah, I mean that's just
I don't know if
they're grits and like that porridge thing is basically the same thing.
I don't see it, but I don't think so. The texture in that porridge is so much better than the texture and the flavor of grits. To me, they're different.
No, they're. I mean, I'm not saying that they're exactly the same, but they're similar. That's all I'm saying.
There are
similar.
similarities, but I don't. I like the porridge more than I like grits.
Whatever, you Philistine.
Well, if I was creating my breakfast plate, eggs are obviously in there.
Right.
Gotta have bacon.
Wait, scrambled?
Gotta have
how would you have those eggs?
It kind of depends on how I'm feeling. There's sometimes I like. Sometimes I'll do scrambled with like maybe some ham in there, some pepper, some cheese, and I'll make those like kind of scrambled eggs. Or sometimes I'll just do like a fried egg. That way I can dunk my toast in there. What else do I do? So I mean, yeah, I like eggs all sorts of ways. Sometimes I'll do them like hard boiled. Those are always good to have too. But then like surrounding that, I have I'll have bacon, I'll have sausage, ham. I like hash browns too. What else do I have with my? Oh, I mean toast. That'd be my my breakfast plate.
Are you a ham steak person?
I love ham steak.
Okay. Yeah, I mean sometimes in advertisement it makes it look so good, but I remember one time I wasn't very impressed with ham steak.
It depends on like where you go. Sometimes, like some places, they just they give you some like small, like it looks like they took a piece of ham out of deli meat and then fried it up, and it's like
no. Like the one I had, like the bone was still like there was still a bone in it.
Well, a lot of people like that the bone in ham.
Yeah.
They like that. Some people like that.
I think where I had it was a Caro's.
Yeah, like I said, it depends. Like sometimes it's easy to mess up.
Yeah.
There was a breakfast place by my old work that I used to go to quite a bit, and their ham steak was absolutely fantastic. It was nice. It was nice and thick too. It was probably about an inch thick, which is an inch and a half thick. Yeah, and then it's it's pretty big too. And for a $12 plate, it's not too bad. And they give you like 3 eggs, that ham steak, and I think there's hash browns on there too. It's really good. What was the name? I can't even remember the name of that place.
Another one of my favorite breakfast food items is kind of what I described for my plate, minus the pancakes, but breakfast burrito.
Ooh, yeah.
I love me a good breakfast burrito.
Oh yeah,
there's a few places that there's a couple places I like very much. One is in the valley. Well, actually, a few places in the valley. One of them is King's. I've been going there. King's Burger in Northridge.
Oh yeah, that place is awesome.
Yeah, and
yep.
I was going there since I was like a kid, or since I was in like high school, and they're like it's every once in a while, I'll get it in my head and it's like, oh, I really want a breakfast burrito, and so I'll go and have one. Another place with a really good breakfast burrito is this place near my school, or place near my old school called Sentinella Cafe. They had a really good breakfast burrito, and like their salsa. Oh my god, their salsa was so good. It's on that breakfast burrito, and and it was great because you can get all 3 like breakfast meats on it. So bacon, sausage, ham. Like there was it's like there was no like it was ham and sausage and bacon. It's like no ors, just ands, and I love that.
The pork trifecta.
Yeah, exactly. It was so good, and like that again. It was like what made it really stand out was the salsa. The salsa that they had. Oh god, thinking about it's making my mouth water right now.
Where is that located? I want to try that.
It's on Sentinella Avenue. Just off the 90 freeway. Wait, is it the 90 or the? It's not the 10. Let me just it's really good. Yeah, I remember.
I might have to if I'm in that area, I might have to try that.
Yeah, I remember sometimes. Off the 90, off Sentinella Avenue, and is it above Culver? Where is it? No. It's Havelock. Yeah, Sentinella and Havelock.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. What else? And the other place is this joint in Encino called More Than Waffles. It's like a breakfast brunch place, and they have a breakfast burrito there. I swear, it made me cry. It made me tear up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so good. It made me tear up. I took my first, and it was big. It was big. It was a big burrito, like half. And I took my first bite, and I was like, it made me emotional. I don't know why, but it just made me emotional.
There's that occasion where there's a few places where the food is just that good.
Right? Yeah. It's like you don't know. It's just like I don't know why. Oh, my bad. It's on Sentinella and Braddock.
Okay. I might have to do that during if I'm in the area.
Yeah, it's like right there in like Playa Vista, Playa del Rey. But yeah, sometimes when I had like a studio a day where I was just kind of making stuff or thinking about my projects, Because those studio classes are like they're long. They're long classes. I think they're like 6 hour classes. And so
Yeah.
yeah, so if it was in the morning and it was like lunchtime, I'd go there and grab a breakfast burrito. Or if it was like later in the day, it'd be like kind of a late lunch, early dinner. Yeah, it's really good. But yeah, but that more than waffles breakfast burrito. Oh, forget about it.
That sounds delicious.
Yes, indeed. Although I can never because they're only open for like breakfast and like brunch and lunch. So I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I can never. Firstly, I don't wake
Get
up
up.
that early, and secondly, like usually I'm kind of busy, either working on videos or responding to emails or whatever. So I can never find.
Right.
If I really wanted to, I could probably carve out some time to go.
Yeah. What would you say is like your favorite dish? Like what's like one of your favorite things to like eat?
Hmm. I don't know because well, like you have to kind of narrow it down for me, like to cuisines because I have like a favorite like American like food. I have a favorite Korean food. I have a favorite yada yada yada.
Oh, well, okay. Well, let's say like what would be all right? Well, what's your favorite Korean dish? Because I don't think I know what your favorite Korean dish is.
Mm. Oh, dang. Even that one's kind of a toughie, but gun to my head, I'd have to say jjajangmyeon or black
Really?
bean black bean noodles.
Really? I
Yeah,
would not have guessed.
it's kind of like it's like Chinese Korean fusion. If
True.
if I'm to be honest, that that's what it is. It's Chinese Korean fusion, but it's just something from childhood. It's like I remember, my parents always taking me to the Chinese restaurant and ordering it for me, and just and it was just I really loved it. So yeah,
Yeah. No,
it's one of those childhood dishes. For
is
me.
there a place that you like to go to get that?
Well, pickings are slim in the valley. There used to be a bunch of like Chinese Korean restaurants,
Yeah.
but not so many now. I mean, there's like a more legit Chinese restaurant in Reseda, but and then there's one at the Galleria Market in Northridge, like in the food court that has jjajangmyeon.
Right.
And then
Right.
actually a new place opened up on what is it, Zelza and Chatsworth. And they
Oh,
kind of
really?
specialize. Yeah, they kind of specialize in that Chinese Korean fusion cuisine.
I didn't know about that place.
Yeah, I think it's new. They just opened up. I went there like last month with my aunt and uncle. They wanted to buy me dinner, so
Cool.
yeah. What about you? What would you say your favorite food is?
Man, same kind of the same thing. It's there's different genres. Uh, um, I was gonna say, well, my favorite Korean dish is the black goat stew, yumsatang. Like that's
Uh-huh.
hands down my favorite.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
were you there with when I took it was James, DJ, and like some others. Like when we went to eat that before we went to like I forgot what we were doing, but like we all ate that before. Were you with us that day?
I don't think so. I don't recall.
Maybe you weren't.
No.
I know like we all like went out together. I could have sworn you were there, but then again, it was like 2 or 3 years ago now.
Probably not. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, if I order,
Yeah.
I
So that's
mean,
my favorite.
I probably remember.
Yeah, but that's my favorite Korean dish.
Okay.
It's not a.
I
I was
was
saying
gonna
it's
say.
not
Well,
super popular. But it's not a like super popular dish even among like Korean people, from what I hear.
True. Because even growing up, my dad's like, "Oh, we're gonna have 탕수육." I was like, oh, the goat stew.
Yeah.
I mean, I now kind of have an appreciation for it, but it's not the first thing that I'm craving.
Why I kind of also grew up on eating some of those, more, gamier type of meats. Like, I grew up on like, eating venison and goat and, lamb and all sorts of, stuff like that. Gator.
You've had gator?
Oh yeah, gator's good.
What's it taste like?
Um,
Or is it just
yeah,
can't be
everyone's,
described?
everyone said, oh, everything, anything that's like that's exotic, it tastes like chicken. It's like, well, no, that's not really true. It's kind of, it's hard to describe actually. Like to be honest, I would say it's like a little bit more pork-like, at least like, and how the texture feels. To me, it tastes a lot more like a very tender pork.
Hmm. Is there any like kind of gaminess to it?
I don't. It didn't really taste all that gamey to me. Like if I didn't know, but if I had not known better, I would just assume I was eating pork.
Okay.
But I really like it.
What would you say your favorite Hungarian dish is?
Oh, that's pretty easy. I really like chicken paprikash, and it's a peasant dish. It's like a chicken stew with tomatoes, peppers, onions, and then a little bit of paprika as well. And then and I usually don't have time to like make the noodles myself, but there are noodles that you're supposed to like make for it, and my grandmother showed me a way that how she makes them, and as she'll like cut off like these little chunks and she'll cut it a certain way so that they're almost like they have like a little scoop to them, and when after you cook them and then you put them in the stew, they actually like will soak up a lot of the stew, and it gives the pasta a really good flavor.
Have you? It's funny that you mentioned that because today I saw this video from this YouTuber. He's a cooking guy. He's like binging with Babish. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well
I've heard of him. I haven't seen him.
Yeah, I like his content. But he did a video on making chicken paprikash.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he dropped the video today. Because
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was like because he does like a lot of like movie or TV inspired foods, or like he tries to recreate them, and then he was referencing that scene in Captain America: Civil War where Vision was making paprikash for Scarlet Witch. Elizabeth Olsen's character. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. She's Hungarian. I forgot.
Or like
I forgot about that.
Yeah, or we assume that the fictional country of Sokovia is in like Eastern Europe.
Yeah, it is. I don't know if it's tied specifically to Hungary, but it is very Eastern European.
Right.
It's sad. There used to be a really great Hungarian restaurant in LA. That it was called the Hodobagi, and yeah, it's been closed down for a while now, which is kind of sad. So I don't know if any good like it was called the Hodobagi. That was the restaurant, but it closed down. God, about like I don't know, like 10. And I don't know if there's any other like Hungarian restaurant anywhere in LA. Well, I can't think of any.
You got me.
Yeah, so that's something I'll have to look for, because I like Hungarian food, like goulash is really good. They have like a lot of like soups and stews and kind of more exotic-y meats. But yeah, oh god, I could go for some paprikash right now.
Yeah, you should check out that video. It looks pretty. It looks pretty dang good.
Yeah, and because there's the way to make it where it does take several hours to make. Well, as far as constantly checking up on it and making sure everything is tasting right and seasoned right. But I also there's also a quicker way, which is probably not the more traditional way, but for people who don't have a lot of time.
Oh yeah, I mean pressure cooker is the cook's best friend. Especially if you don't have a lot of time to tenderize meat or.
Yeah, I just use a crock pot to make mine, and man, it's good. There are usually no leftovers after.
Yeah, I think I've had your paprikash before, right? That one time.
That's right. Yeah, you were there. That's right. Yeah, you have.
Yeah, it was tasty. I liked it.
Yeah, and we cheated. We also did it because we did it with rice.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and that works really well too. To do it with rice, I really enjoy that. I'm trying to think of any do you have a particular restaurant or that you like to frequent a lot?
I don't know. I don't know about a lot, but I mean there are a few restaurants that I do enjoy going to. One of my favorite Italian spots is C&O's.
C&O's?
Yeah, there's 2 locations, kind of near each other, in Venice, Marina del Rey area. But it's really good. I particularly like their garlic bread balls.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, if you try to think of, imagine the breadsticks that you get at Stonefire, but just a little bit more doughy and a lot more garlic flavor.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And and they're shaped in these little balls, and it's really kind of cheesy because every night they get everyone in the restaurant to sing "That's Amore."
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So in terms of Italian restaurants, I like that. I like C&O's. Yeah, they have some really good pasta.
Yeah, what place do I like to go to quite a bit? Well, there's I'm trying to think. I won't say well, I guess it's not a major chain. But I really enjoy going to it's a Chinese restaurant, A&W Seafood.
Oh yeah. I mean, outside of outside of going all the way to Chinatown, they have like pretty good dim sum too.
Oh yeah, I've been to a few of those places. Good Lord, it's so good.
Yeah. I mean, but if I really wanted a specific type of like dumpling, then and I have to have it, and I'm willing to wait like 2 hours for it. Then I'd also go to Din Tai Fung.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, their soup dumplings are amazing. And
that does sound pretty amazing. We should one day we should just take like the subway down to like that area and, and go for that.
Does the subway go up to Glendale?
Oh, not to Glendale, but it go like I was saying, if you want to go to like Chinatown.
Oh, okay. Right. I thought you were talking about Din Tai Fung.
It might go to Glendale. I'd have to look at I take it so so few times that kind of I'm not really sure. But I like that A&W seafood restaurant. When I go there, I don't go there very often, but man, it's pretty good.
Word.
Then there's also lots of great Mexican places around the valley and in LA. I'm always frequenting those type of places.
Yeah, my favorite is El Taco Yama.
El Taco Yama, where's that?
There are a bunch. The one that at least the two that I frequented the most. One was in Northridge, and the other was in like West Hills, Canoga Park area.
Hmm.
Yeah, like right on that board, like right on that one was on. What was it? Satakoy and Topanga Canyon.
I'll have to check that out. I haven't. I've never been there.
Yeah, but and the other one is on Corbin and Parthenia. Yeah, El Taco Yama. It's again, it's one of those spots I've been going to since like high school, and so I have a fondness for it.
Yeah, I mean that happens quite a bit. Like you get connected with certain places, and it's really good. And yeah, there's a few of these places I've been going to since like high school. Like they're that good.
Yeah.
And
this is actually, before Yelp and everything.
Oh yeah.
Before food became entertainment.
Yeah, right. When did that really start taking place? It's been kind of.
I mean, it all started with I think you know what it was. It started with Iron Chef, the Japanese version.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Right. And then and then shows. Food Network happened, and then you got like Emerald and
Bam.
Yeah, Bam, and like what are those two chicks? The Two Hot Tamales. There it goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that was like the resurgence of that, because before that there was PBS, and you had Julia Childs, and
true.
You had like that French dude Jacques something or other, and then you had that Asian guy. It was like really high energy, and he was like a Chinese dude, and he'd make Chinese food and like use a cleaver and be like he'd be really like high energy.
I think he's still on PBS too.
Maybe, yeah, I think he is.
Yeah,
but I mean those are the forerunners, of like food as entertainment. But then in the late '90s, early 2000s, that's when like Food Network really like took off.
Yeah, I loved Iron Chef. Like I watch that every week.
Oh, yeah. I miss the Japanese version one.
That's what I'm saying. That's the one I watched as a kid. Like I thought.
Yeah. I remember it was my cousin who my older cousin who first turned me on to it, because like, oh, have you seen this? And he was much older than me. He's like at least 15 years older than me.
Yeah. Well, I know
And,
on the new one, the one of the chefs from like the Japanese one is on the new one.
oh yeah, Morimoto.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because one of the judges in the Japanese one, one of the judges was a psychic, and I know this.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and I know this because they always put like person's name and then what their occupation was, and this lady was like such and such person, psychic, and then I always
she was
thought
like on every judge panel almost.
Was
she
that?
was on a lot of them.
Yeah.
I think she was on a lot of those judge panels too.
Right. But my whole thing was, why the hell is she tasting the food? She's a psychic. She should know like who which one tastes good and who's gonna win anyways. So why you gotta taste the food, bitch?
Right.
So you're psychic.
She was she only uses her powers for good, not to not to manipulate the competition.
Mm-hmm. Right. He's like, why are you tasting the food? You're psychic. You shouldn't already like before even the show began. You should have known like that guy's gonna win.
But I thought the idea was kind of interesting, is having these top chefs come in and compete against the best in like their culinary like style, and then some of the learning about like a lot of the different ingredients and kind of like learning how certain foods like mix with each other, like what actually goes on, how they can be manipulated, is I always thought was very fascinating.
Well, I think the appeal of those early days where they would show the Japanese version of Iron Chef was just the what is it? The unusualness of the ingredients. For Western audiences. For Western audiences.
Yeah.
Because like in Japan, it's like, oh, okay, he's using squids. Oh, he's using fungus, or oh, he's using chicken legs. It's just like it's like it's just like so mundane for Japanese audiences, but for Western audiences, like, oh my god, I can't believe they're using chicken feet, and they're like losing their minds.
Why not? What was it like? One of the squid episodes, like the dessert. I think it was the Iron Chef Japan. Like he made like squid ink ice cream. I remember that. And it was like this black ice cream. I was like, that seems like, I don't know. It's either going to taste really amazing or really awful.
It's weird because in other cook shows now, like they use squid ink, but they also say that it has like a specific flavor too.
Right.
Because someone would use it to make like a pasta or something, but then like they used too much or too little, and then like it was like the taste was like off.
Yeah. So the other thing I found like fascinating from watching the old Iron Chef was, I remember there was one time where the main ingredient was bell peppers, and how a lot of like Japanese people really don't like bell peppers. Whereas like for like
it was like, and that was like yeah, okay, then that makes a lot more sense, because like the opener. The opening credits scene for Iron Chef Japan, where you have like the chairman,
yeah.
and he's like looking at like the bell pepper with like such like intensity, and then he takes a big bite out of it, and I guess that's I guess it was a signifier for the Japanese audience to be like, oh, this is gonna be crazy. So it's gonna be crazy because I just bit into a bell pepper.
God, it was hilarious. I love that like opening credits, and just he looked like just this what What? Just this crazy dressed in these like ridiculous clothes.
Yeah. What is it?
He was like the Japanese like Elton John or something.
Or like Liberace. But he looked like one of those Super Sentai supervillains with like the capes and everything.
Right. Exactly.
And for those of you who don't know, Super Sentai is Japanese version of Power Rangers.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, he looked like a Power Rangers villain. With the capes and the high collar and the gloves.
The gloves and like he always like had some sort of cape.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Hey,
but,
if I
but
can,
for
like,
some reason it worked.
If there's a job where I can wear like a cape every day, fuck, I'm wearing that cape.
Right, I know. Right, yeah. That should be a thing when I do photo shoots now. I should definitely create a person. I should definitely create a character for myself when I do photo shoots and stuff. Build a mystique around me. Just like wear a cape.
Oh, absolutely.
Right, and I like
and you can and you will no longer be the Andrew Chung. You'll be you'll have like you'll be like Cher. You'll have like a one like. You'll just have one name.
Oh no, I'll go by two names, but like everyone will say it. It won't be just like it just won't be like one name. Like I already know what name I go by. I go by Han William.
Nice.
Partially because that was actually my birth name.
Really?
Yeah, Han, and then William was my middle name.
How the hell did you become Andrew Chung then?
It's a long story. Not that long, but it's not that long. It's actually a really it's a quick. Alright, well, the story is that my sister didn't like.
Did you steal an identity? Is this what happened? Are you like Creed Bratton from The Office, like the last guy that crossed you?
Yes, I'm actually in hiding. I am actually a dangerous fugitive. I am a psycho killer, and I've killed 30 people. And I'm hiding in plain sight. What psycho killer would go start a YouTube channel and do regular podcasts.
Exactly.
Right. I know. So I'm hiding in plain sight. No. The story is that my mom wanted to name me William initially, but for some reason my one of my uncles convinced them, like, no, let's not name him William, let's name him Han. And story goes in my family that my uncle came to that name by skimming through the phone book. And
wow.
Yeah, and so
the original baby name book.
What was that?
I was saying the Yellow Pages. That's the original baby name book.
Right. Okay, so I was born. They slapped Han William Chung on my birth certificate, but my sister didn't like it. She didn't like the name Han. And so she really liked the name Andy, so she just started calling me Andy. And my entire family, followed suit, and I just became Andy. And then in high school, in 11th grade, I had my name legally changed to Andrew.
Fascinating.
Yes. Although I didn't keep the middle name, and I'm kind of regretting it.
I was gonna say, it's like, did you just keep like adding names in front, like, so now you're like Andrew, Han, William, like Chung, and like you have like 14 different names that like in your name, like Kiefer Sutherland.
Oh yeah, huh? That's right. Yeah, his name is really long. I don't know what's wrong with him.
Yeah, he has like 12 different names or something like that. It's like, good lord.
I know. What the hell was what kind of drugs were Donald Sutherland on?
They just couldn't settle on a name.
He was like dropping acid and just like, I like them all. Let's just name them all the things.
Yeah. There's a few people like that where it's like, good. They have so many like names, like him. There's a former hockey player that had like a bunch of names like that used to play for the Calgary Flames. God, it was just. I always find that fascinating. It's like, even like middle names. It's like, I don't get it.
Well, I mean, convention in Spain and I think Mexico too, where they have like really, really long names, where it's like not even.
Well,
like,
that's. Yeah, because they like keep all the like family names that have been in their line or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So like the males will like have like the father's name, the grandfather's name, the uncle's name, the great grandfather's name, and then finally like the family surname.
Right.
So yeah, kind of regretting not keeping the middle name or a middle name. When I changed
you can
my
always
name.
legally put it back in somewhere, stuff it in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, but it's like $300. Well, at the time it cost like $300 to change your name.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and you have
That's
to and you have to fill out a buttload of paperwork, and then you have to go and like contact all the different different governmental agencies, DMV or and Social Security, and just anything where your name is like officially on something. You'd have to go and get it changed, change it, and you have to have documentation. And it's just a big hassle. I mean that. Well, then again, that was like over. That was over like 17 years ago. So maybe they streamlined it. I don't know, but it's the government. They don't do anything fast. So.
Government streamlining? Yeah, I don't think so.
Right? Have you ever? Yeah, like yeah. You think the government does anything well? Look at any government website. How it looks like it's still in like the 90s. It looks like it still looks like it's powered by GeoCities. Pretty much. Yeah. Could you imagine if some of the things were privatized? Like imagine if the DMV was privatized. Imagine how well that would have been that'd be run.
Oh, it'd be a less terrible. It'd be a much better experience probably.
Yeah, I mean when you're actually incentivized, to do a good job, as opposed to just getting the job and just sitting on your fat ass and letting the line get longer just because you can.
Though I will say, surprisingly, the last time I went to the DMV, I actually got a lot of good service. Shocking as that may sound.
Yeah, I mean, people dump on the DMV, but the last time I had to get my license renewed was in Venice or kind of like Culver City area, and yeah, that DMV was pretty decent. I was in there relatively quickly, so I was in and out, and very very little hassle, I'll say. So
yeah. And you look at the reviews for the post office too. Yeesh, that's that's like looking at a bunch of negative YouTube comments.
Yeah, no sympathies for postal workers.
Nope. No, I was because today I was well, I didn't work today, but I was helping out a friend. I guess he's having some trouble. There's a package that he's trying to track down. Mm-hmm. And the post office that's near his place in LA. Mm-hmm. I looked at their I was making sure he went to the right one, and you look at all the reviews, and it's just like, yeesh, yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. You know, it's Amazon's fulfillment is pretty garbage.
Why do you say that?
Well, just in terms of, because okay, Amazon sent me uh, two packages through their their delivery fulfillment service, like Amazon's own, and both those times they left the package with my neighbor. Like
Okay.
the address is clearly on the package, and it's like you can't take 2 seconds to verify the numbers, like, on the door to the numbers that's on the box.
Yeesh.
It's just, like they take a picture of, to show proof that they delivered it, or or they put like, oh, the we left the package in the mail room. I was like, it's like, you assholes! I don't even live in an apartment. How you gonna say that you left it in the mail room? Like, I don't even live in an apartment.
There's no such thing as a mail room here.
Yeah, I know. It's like, yeah, my house doesn't have a mail room. It's called I don't know, like my counter or whatever. That's my mail room. That's where I keep my mail. And it's not there, you assholes. Right? And one time they took a picture of the package, but it was on the wrong stoop.
Yeah, that's
they send the verification that they delivered it. I was like, that's not my front step. And like, you can see my address right there, right there. Is that the same address on the box? No, I don't think so.
No.
You freaking morons.
Yeah.
But whatever. I'm not bitter or nothing. I'm just calling out stupidity.
Yeah, that's it sucks when that happens.
Yeah. Right. Something like that would ever, fall on, that happened on your watch, right, Robert?
Well, I actually have nothing to do with delivering the packages. I make sure that they get to the correct routes when they come into our building.
Mm-hmm.
That's my job.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
But sometimes the carriers don't do the best job. Not all of them. There's a lot of good ones, but there's occasionally you get the ones that just, yeah, not the best.
But yeah, how did you get this job? Those kind of people?
How did I get this job?
No. Those type of people where it's like, oh, how the hell did you get this job?
Honestly, like there's something. It's like they get into the job and then they just, or they've been at the job for so long they just hate it. It's like, well, why are you here? Do something that, like, with your life that you actually like, that you actually enjoy.
Right? It's like, yeah, you
like,
can quit. You can quit.
Yeah, it's like, don't just like don't just give up. It's I don't know. I have a little bit too much pride to just where I feel like I'm, if I give up and it's like, well, then what's the point? Like, why I should just do something else.
Mm.
Anything on the docket for you this week, Andy, that's going to be fun and exciting?
Not really.
Not really.
I mean, I don't have any projects lined up or clients right now, so I might need to hear back from a client. So we'll see how that goes. They are a little bit far, but you know, I'm being hooked up through a friend, but they're like almost like in San Diego.
Damn.
Yeah, so yeah, then they're gonna need, like, you know, he said that they might need portrait services and graphic design services. So, yay!
Fun.
Yeah, fun. As long as the money's good, because I ain't driving all the way down to San Diego for nothing.
That's true.
Because ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nope. No, sir.
No, sir. What about you? What do you have any plans for the weekend?
Let's see. Well, I got you know, Walter's work. Thursday, for my bowling league, we made the playoffs, so we'll be first round of playoffs is this week. So I got that going on. I got church stuff going on. That's pretty much it. It's mainly just you know, I try to, you know, keep my you know, I work, you know, I kind of come home, you know, I have a few things. Obviously, I'm doing stuff for, you know, the podcast with, you know, with us, and then you know, some church obligations. But you know, I come home and, you know, I try to do some tutoring help with like English stuff for like some of my students. I do, you know, I read, I play games, I you know, kind of just keep a low profile. But yeah, nothing real big right now going. You know, there's a lot of times, like, you know, I get home, like, even like on like days I have off, you know, I don't really want to go anywhere. I'm just too tired. I don't think I've like gone out in quite a while, actually. Like, actually, you know, going out like some, like, you know, to a restaurant, or I think the last time that I went out to a restaurant was with you. We went to Norm's.
Oh yeah, steak and eggs.
I don't know if yeah. It's like, well, I mean, I guess you could call that going out, but you know, it's, you know, hey. Yeah.
Oh, actually, I went to the Thai festival this past Sunday. And the craziest thing happened to me. Well, not that crazy.
All right. Let's do that.
Not that crazy, but it was pretty cool. I don't know if you're aware of a Thai beer called Singha.
Yeah, I know the beer. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess they had like this little cordoned off area where, you know, they had like EDM, and you know and you can drink, and so because I went with Jason, James, and a buddy of ours, Richard, and you know, they went in, and then I was like, oh, I don't want to go in there. I don't know. I don't want to deal with a bunch of drunk assholes. Because like I can already see like people, like, you know, like throwing water up in the air, and like, you know, people have like water guns and stuff. I was like, I don't want to deal with this. But like, you know, they all went in there, and then so I was like, fine, I'll go in, and then I go in, I show my ID to the security guard, and you know, he puts the bracelet around my wrist, and then he goes, and he says, he kind of like leans in, he's like, hey, follow me. I was like, what did I do? And he's like, just follow me. And then like, so he like he you know, leads me into the like cordon off area. And then he's like, just, you know, he keeps walking forward, and I just like kind of follow him. And then he turns around to me and says, oh, how many beers did you want? I was like, I don't know. You know, and I remembered the other guys. So I was like, 3? So I was like, okay, follow me. And then like he takes me over to the booth, and then like he gets me like he gets me 3 large beers. He's like, oh, here you go. And because at the gate, you were supposed to buy drink tickets, and they were going
Oh,
for
okay.
yeah. And so like it wasn't that much. I mean, I think it was like $4 a ticket, right? And
That's not too bad.
so yeah, it's not so bad at all. And then, but then he gave me free beer.
Dude, that's awesome.
And so I found the guys. I was like, hey, I got free beer over here. So
Nice.
yeah, it was funny because I was like, I was like commenting to the guys like, man, this is weird. Like, you just gave me free beer. And he's like, well, yeah. He's like, he probably thought you were a nice guy. He's like, well, how does he know that I'm a nice guy? I could have been an asshole.
You didn't talk too much. That's how he maybe thought you were a nice guy.
Maybe. I know, but like obviously the dude was like hooking it up because of my hands and
Cripple power.
Cripple power, cripple privilege. I have cripple privilege. Right, I have cripple privilege, and I'm never gonna let it go.
Nope. Oh,
Yeah, it's just
that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny because because I was reminded of this TED Talk that I saw one time, and then it was with like this woman. I forget what her condition was, but she was like a little person, and she was in a motorized chair, and she was kind of recounting her story, and she was and she was talking about how people with like physical ailments or disabilities, people view us as kind of like living motivational posters. It's like no matter no matter how bad you think your situation is, there's you could always it could always be worse. That kind of the comparison thing. And she was telling how one year, like when she was in high school, her town wanted to give her like a lifetime achievement award, and then her parents, and then like so they go to her parents like, oh yeah, we want to give your daughter a lifetime achievement award or something like that, and then the parents just kind of look at each other and then look at them and it's like, why? It's like he's like, our daughter hasn't done anything. All she does is like she goes to school. She helped like I think they had like some sort of a store. It's like she helps at the store. That's it. She she hasn't done anything amazing. So why are you giving her this like lifetime achievement award?
You survived! Yay!
I know. It's like yeah. It's like yes. Yay! I can inhale and exhale. Okay.
Now there are some able-bodied people who would just gladly take that award. It's like, yay, I lived.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of talk about that or we kind of touch upon that in the latest main podcast. If you haven't,
Right.
I was gonna plug it at the end, but yes, we have a new episode for the main podcast. So be sure to go to our channel page and check that out under the full episodes playlist. It'll be episode 7
with Lane's Lair.
With Lane's Lair, yes. Musician extraordinaire. That kind of rhymes.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so it's like that. So me getting those beers kind of felt like, it reminded me of that girl who, her town wanted to give her a lifetime achievement award for just being. But I mean, she did eventually go on to do great things. She started a charity. I mean, she was giving a TED Talk, so obviously she's someone who has achieved something.
Right. So what, you kind of felt weird taking the 3 beers?
No, I thought it was really cool.
Well, I mean, it's there's a difference between like an award and then beer. If someone's gonna offer me something free like that, it's like, yeah, all right, cool.
Yeah. I don't know why, but people. I kind of have an idea. It's because of my hand, but people are always, very nice to me, and they always want to buy me a drink.
I don't coddle you.
Yeah. Although one time someone bought me, it's funny because I gave I really gave like a kind of trolly answer one time, because I was at this bar and I met this group of people and I was like talking to them. I was and I was being very likable, and then finally the guy he like pulls me aside and is like, dude, I can't take anymore. I have to ask you, what happened to your hands? And so I kind of looked at him kind of seriously, and it's like, and then I say to him, like, have you ever seen The Hurt Locker? And he's like, oh, no, that's not the best part. It's like, oh man, you handled the explosives and stuff in the army, and I go like, no, but that's a really good movie. And like he was so like tickled by that he's like, oh man, you son of a, he's like, I have to buy you a drink.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, so.
I would have said shark attack.
Yeah, but I mean, you know me. I'm all about the subversion of expectations.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yes. If you couldn't tell by the name of this show and the name of our podcast, it's all about the subversion of expectations.
Absolutely.
Yes. So yeah, that's just my personality. So yes, so the long and the short of it is I have cripple privilege and I'm never letting it go.
That's true. That's a good thing
Right?
I saw that story of you that you got that one speeding ticket where the cops like, oh.
Yeah, it was because that cop like hit it so poorly. It's like oh, it just wasn't. He wasn't cool. Like, he wasn't being cool about it. Night. That's all it was. He wasn't being cool about it. He's like, oh.
You know what? You have a great night. See ya.
Yeah, they're scared of you.
That slays me every time.
I know. It's just, I can't make this stuff up. I can't make this stuff up.
No, you cannot, Andy.
Yes. All right. Well, we are over the 1 hour mark. I think this was a very successful conversation. So I think always. So I think we should wrap it up. So, is there any
sounds
final...
like a plan to me?
Huh?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Indeed. Any final words you want to leave the people?
Well, as always, Thursday we have Up by Up Down. That's we're still continuing our playthrough of Zelda. We're about where we're at in the episodes. We're about halfway through that. And then, as Andy mentioned earlier, we have a new episode of the main show up with our friend, musician extraordinaire, Lane's Lair. And to go ahead and also, if when you're following us and checking out social media stuff, go out and check out him. He's at Lane's Lair on Twitter. And I think that's also his Instagram handle as well. And yeah, go ahead and check out his stuff. He's got all sorts of promotional stuff and stuff he's doing with his upcoming album. So go ahead and check him out.
Indeed. Yes, that will do it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed this little slice of our lives. I know we kept it light tonight. You know, usually, I mean, for the last few, we've been kind of, a little bit, a little bit down, on a little bit down slope. But we kept, but this today we kept it, we kept it light and light and breezy, just for you guys.
I've been I needed it.
Yeah. I mean, not that not that we don't like discussing current events or stupid people acting stupid, but we can't. It's a nice break. It's a nice break. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you like us talking about stupid people doing stupid things, or just this kind of the state of the world right now. But this is our show. This is our show. We're gonna do what we want, and we decided to be a little light. So give a little break.
Yeah. Don't worry, stupid people will never go out of business.
Stupid people will always do stupid things. It's just a given. It's just a given. So, yes, thank you for joining us. Thank you for all the things. Don't forget to join us every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or Pacific Daylight Time now, because it is Daylight Savings Time here in California. Don't forget to check out the main podcast, Circle of Jerks podcast, and the other videos in our library, whether it's interviews or Rob's show or past episodes of Nocturnal Transmissions. It's all there, so check it out. And don't forget to check out the latest Circle of Jerks podcast with Lane's Lair. It's a really good discussion. Lane's has a really interesting history. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Tomorrow a little excerpt from that episode will be dropping. Maybe it'll entice you to watch the full episode. But yeah, that's coming at you tomorrow. Don't forget to follow us on our various social media platforms: Twitter @PodcastCOJ and Instagram @Circle of Jerks Podcast. All right, with that, we thank you, and we hope to see you next week.